Hey guys, it's Ara, and recently I've been posting up videos talking about emotional eating, quarantine and eating, and have been answering some questions that people are asking me about that. And yesterday I got a question about how do I get off of sugar? How do I stop myself from eating so much sugar? So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Sugar addiction is a real thing. I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about because most people have that problem. And, sugar is something that we always seek out, especially when we are feeling emotional, right? And even if we're not, we're so used to consuming it on a regular basis that we just always look for it because our body have gotten used to it. It's been conditioned into our mind and body to seek out sugar for many different reasons. And one of the reason why that is because sugar hits the same region of the brain as crack cocaine or heroin. If you've never heard of this before, it is a shocking fact, but that is really one of the biggest reasons why people are so hooked on sugar. So it really produces a surge of dopamine, just like any other drugs out there. And it gives you that high. Of course, it's not the same high as if you were to be taking drugs, but it does give you that sugar rush, and then you have that crash. And one of the ways you can tell that that sugar high is real is because, I'm a woman, so for you ladies out there, whenever you're on your, that time of the month, what are the first things that we look for? Is chocolate or cookies, donuts, anything that's sweet, right? And if you have a boyfriend or husband, they are very quick to go out there and get you a big bag of chocolates. Well, the reason why that is because, when we are on our periods, we feel horrible, right? Physically, mentally, we're edgy, we're angry, we're sad, we're emotional. The cramps and the backaches, it all sucks. So your mind knows that sugar will make you feel better because it knows the effects of it. It remembers it from, the previous times. So you go get some chocolate, cookies, donuts, or whatever you like to eat, and then you eat it, and then instantly you feel better. That's sugar rush. And then if you eat too much of it, later on, you feel the crash, right? You feel tired, you feel sluggish, you feel heavy, or even bloated. So that's one thing why it is so addicting. Another reason is because we were conditioned as far as you can remember, from the moment you were born, what were you given whenever you cried as a baby? Your mom, dad, or whoever your caretaker was, they gave you a bottle of breast milk, or your mom nursed you, or gave you formula, which is a imitation of breast milk, which is creamy and sweet. And whenever we cried out, we were nourished immediately by something that's creamy and sweet. So because we were nourished, and then we felt loved and connected, and we got our needs met, we have automatically been conditioned to look for something sweet and creamy whenever we're feeling down, as even adults, right? Because your mind is always trying to regress back to when you felt connected, when you felt loved, when you felt like everything was okay. And that definite memory is back when you were a baby, drinking that bottle, being nursed by your mom, or even when you're a toddler or a kid. Maybe your dad took you out for ice cream whenever you felt sad. Or, cookies were baked by your mom as a reward if you got good grades at school or whatever, and then your grandparents or your grandma really baked you cake whenever you came over to her house. So all of those conditionings with great happy memory is embedded and downloaded straight into your subconscious. And so as an adult, when you are all living out on your own, when you're sitting at home after a long day, after a breakup, whatever it may be, whenever you feel down, you're going to go straight to eating something sweet again to recreate those memories that you had when you were growing up that got you to feel happy and loved. So if we are so heavily conditioned by our childhood, and if in fact sugar is really addictive like cocaine, well, how do we get away from it? Well, I will definitely say is not easy if you are so used to consuming sugar all the time. The food companies know this so well. They have spent more money on studying consumer psychology than actually making the food products. And so they know how addicting sugar is, and they know that the more you consume it, the more you're going to come back and spend your money getting their products. So that's why they put sugar in everything that we eat, especially in this country, in America. There's sugar everywhere. And, if you are not so aware or used to reading these nutritional facts on the back of the packaging, you're not going to really know if there's sugar in there or not, because many times there are so many different names for sugar that if you are not aware of those things, then you're not going to be able to locate them, and then you're going to think that you're not you're eating a product without sugar. Even I heard a long time ago that McDonald's French fries has a ton of sugar in there, and that's why everybody loves McDonald's French fries. And it doesn't even taste sweet, but they somehow hid that flavor but still put it in there because they know the addictive qualities of sugar. So first thing that I would suggest is to be familiar with the different names for sugar, so that when you are buying packaged foods, you know exactly how to look for them, and then you'll be able to make better choices. Secondly, I would highly recommend to stay away from packaged products as much as possible, and that'll give you a far better chance of getting away from sugar. Stick with natural sugar. If you are really craving something, eat some fruit. You'll feel better about it. You won't feel as guilty, and it's better for you. And one of the things that you can really do if you are super committed about, moving away from sugar, is to use sugar substitutes. And no, I am not talking about Splenda or Equal or Sweet and Low, because those are all very, very toxic chemicals that will really, really harm your body and your brain the more you consume it. So you want to really stay away from those things, please. It's a man-made, synthetic, nasty, toxic product that's just going to eventually kill you in the worst ways possible. So I would highly recommend natural forms of sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit. Those are really the two main ones that I use if I need to cook with something sweet or put it in my drinks or what have you. But especially monk fruit is used just like sugar. Stevia, not so much, but there's also xylitol and stuff like that. But I think monk fruit and stevia is like the two items that is very you can find it very easily anywhere. So use that instead of sugar. If you drink coffee with sugar and cream in it, then start using these other forms of natural sweeteners instead. But if you really want to get away from sugar or anything sweet altogether, then What I would recommend is to wean off slowly. What I mean by that is if you have, like me, a cup of coffee, it's black coffee that I'm drinking, but a lot of people don't like black coffee. They're so used to drinking sweet coffee. So if you, let's say, put 2 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee every morning, then start off by reducing that to maybe 1 teaspoon. And then do that for, every day for about a week or so. And then once you're used to that, then you can cut it down to half a teaspoon. And then once you're used to that, you can try without any sugar in it. And eventually your body and your taste buds will get so used to that if you try to go back to 2 teaspoons, it'll be so sweet you won't be able to drink it, and you'll wonder how you ever drank that in the first place. So just remember that everything that we do, say, feel, it's all just a conditioning, it's a habit. So if we stop doing what we don't want to do and then replace that with something else over and over again, then you'll be able to get used to that, and it'll be hard for you to go back to what you used to like before. So like, for instance, for me, I used to drink sodas, and I actually stopped drinking sodas when I was about 14 or something. And when I was in my 20s, and I used to drink a lot with my friends, and sometimes when your friend gives you a shot of, I don't know, tequila or any type of other liquor, I don't know about you, but a lot of my friends had a little glass of chaser, whether it's Sprite or Coke, but I think mostly it was Coke. But and I wanted to take a sip of that because the taste of the alcohol was so strong, and I was just like, man, I'd rather drink the alcohol than the Coke because it was just way too sweet. It just really tasted nasty. And so you just have to train yourself to that new way of doing things if you really want to make a change. So try those things and see how that works for you, because if you really, really commit to doing it, it really works. I mean, I've done it many times with many different things, as well as a lot of my clients, my friends and family who wanted to stop certain things, and they would replace it with something else and do it over and over again. And eventually you'll get there. So, when you are trying to get off of sugar, don't dwell on how much you're going to miss it or how much you like it so much, because you get more of what you focus on. So when you put your focus and all of your attention on, oh my goodness, I'm going to miss eating or drinking that frappuccino, or eating that piece of cake, or a pudding, or whatever that it is that you like to eat, the more you concentrate on how much you're gonna miss it and how much you love it, the harder it is going to be for you to get away from it. So you got to think about what you want, right? Why do you want to get off of sugar? Why do you want to move away from consuming sugar? Is it because of your health? Is it because you want to lose weight? Is it because you know that maybe you're breaking out and you want clearer skin? Maybe you feel bloated and you don't feel good about it. Or maybe you're just trying to take steps to really improve your health for real. Well, in that sense, then you got to concentrate on that. You got to focus on that instead of how much you're going to miss eating that stuff, because I'll tell you, once you are used to not eating it, you won't ever miss it, because when you go back, you're going to know how much, how weird it tastes, and you will wonder why you ever ate it that way. So I hope that this video has helped you about sugar. If there's any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns, then please comment below, and please don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you again next time with talking about another aspect of whether it's emotional eating or binging. If there's anything that you would like to know, please let me know, and I'll be sure to cover that in my next video. So I'll see you guys again next time. Bye.